A great day for everyone. We are the Group 9 and we chose David Hume's philosophy about self as our topic for this discussion. According to David Hume, beauty is no quality in things themselves. It exists merely in the mind which contemplates them, and each mind perceives a different beauty. Generally speaking, the errors in religion are dangerous, those in philosophy only ridiculous. No man ever threw away life while it was worth keeping. Before we continue about David Hume's concept of self, we should know his background. David Hume was born on May 7, 1711 and died at the age of 65 on August 25, 1776. Hume was studied on University of Edinburgh at the United Kingdom. He was also known as the Scottish Enlightenment philosopher, a historian, an economist, a librarian, and essayist, who is best known for today for his highly influential system of philosophical empiricism, skepticism, and naturalism. And now, we are finished for the short background of David Hume. So let me introduce to you the second reporter who will discuss about David Hume's philosophy about self. Michael, the floor is yours.
So let's proceed to the definition of concepts. First, David Hume maintained John Locke's empiricist tradition, holding that our direct sense experience is the basis of all real knowledge. So it says here that David Hume is an empiricism philosopher, which he believes that knowledge derived from experience or senses. And according to him, self is a collection of perceptions or ideas of other people. So sabi niya na we are collection of different impressions. Our experiences will shape us. Like, for example, sa culture, Ilocano. Kilala ang Ilocano bilang kuripot, di ba? So, bilang Ilocano, it will affect us. So, to sum it up, self is just a mixture of expressions from various experiences.
Ano nga ba yung sinasabi ni David Hume na there is no self and self is just a bundle of impressions and idea? First, the word idea for Hume is the same as the word impression, meaning it comes from sensation and reflection. For Hume, we can have an idea that is an impression of something if we experience it concretely. For Hume, the idea of unicorn is an example of abstract idea because in the first place, there is no unicorn. We create fictional stuffs on our mind na mapapaisip ka ng ganito, ganyan, without knowing na hindi naman talaga totoo. It said that people as kept on recognizing or considering the different artifact or instrument based only in our senses. Ang point of view kasi ni David Hume, para sa kanya, ginagawa lang ng tao sa isip nila na mayroong self, which is para sa kanya wala naman talaga kasi ang gumagalaw sa isang tao ay yung utak nila. Mahilig kasi tayong mag-imagine. So ang perspective niya is yung personal identity, which is yung self ay imagination lang ng tao. For David Hume, there is no such thing as self. And for him, talking about it simply doesn't make sense.
To David Hume, there is no self. Self is nothing else but a bundle of impressions and ideas. If we closely analyze the content of our experience, we will discover that there are only two different entities, which is the impressions and ideas according to Hume's. And according to Hume's, impressions is the basic sensation of our experience. In impressions, sensations and emotions are experienced like pain, pleasure, heat, cold, and so on are the basic sensation of human experience. These feelings are alive and vivid because they are product of our direct experience in the world. Impressions is everything that is perceived by our senses. On the other hand, ideas is the copies of our impressions. Ideas, it is a faint images of sensations and emotions. Because ideas are copies of impressions, they are less lively and vivid. Thoughts and images are created from our main impressions through a number of interactions. Yet, they are once separated from reality, since they are derivative copies of impressions. Ideas is about people images of reasoning and thinking.
Looking at these two fundamental aspects of our experience, we can tell that they constitute a transient stream of feelings in our minds with no sense of a constant and invariable self that exists as a cohesive identity throughout our lives, meaning they only stay for a short period of time. And since our idea and impressions are impermanent, they also change from time to time depending on the situation we are in. Just like an egg of a butterfly. It doesn't stay as an egg forever. It hatches, then becomes larva. Yet, they don't stay as a larva forever too. Same goes with the fundamental aspects of our experience. They don't stay in the same one characteristic. We can now infer that there is no reasonable basis to believe that self exists because the self is nowhere to be found among these constantly shifting feelings.
It is said that people, us, kept on recognizing or considering different artifact or instrument based only in our senses. Since in Hume's perspective as well as the other philosophers said that it was more important to discover a general law to support that can be understood or judged. If you directly know what self is, according to him, what you know is nothing more than the objects of your senses experiences. He felt that there is no logical basis on the existence of anything other than what your senses have witnesses. Example of this is cactus. Impression on cactus is sensations and emotions are experienced, and while the ideas here in cactus is faint image of sensations and emotions are revised in imagination and memory. Ibig sabihin nito, merong cactus. Alam nating matitinik siya. So that is our impression kasi nga nakikita natin siya and siguro we also touch it. So, ang idea natin doon is that wag natin siyang hahawakan in bare hands natin kasi nga matitinik siya at alam natin na masasaktan tayo. Hume asserted that the notion self could not be verified through observation. We want to believe in an unified, coherent self, soul, mind, and so on. But it's all simplify a collection of experiences. So, meaning of this, if you directly know what self is, according to Hume, what you know is nothing more than the objects of your senses experiences. He felt that there is no logical basis for the existence of anything other than what your see have witnessed. For Hume, the self was nothing more than a collection through the senses.
So, as for the summary, according to Hume, we can only be certain of our sensory perceptions, which are minuscule and insignificant in comparison to the colossal, limitless cosmos. Also, according to Hume, reason is only a slave of the passion, acting as a map maker directing the passion towards contentment and safety. Even the self, according to Hume, was really a bundle of feelings, for which we look for any pattern and refer to as a self. And lastly, Hume posited in his theory that we must first comprehend our perception and identification of ourselves.